So if you watch a lot of my NBA content, you know I'm notorious for saying something consistently over the entirety of the video, and I think this might be a theme in my NFL content as well, because it provides a nice little context of my situation and of my perspective. So in my videos on my NBA channel, Flight Mike, a lot of times I say I'm a Laker fan, and that gives some people perspective. Okay, is he being biased? Is he not being biased? And that gives you an opportunity to call me out in the comment section. So in this case, this is so embarrassing. It's tough, but I am a Dallas Cowboys fan, and I was born in Dallas in '93, moved to LA in '03, and yes, I guess you could say I bandwagoned the Lakers, but this isn't a basketball discussion. And you guys can make fun of me all you want, but I would rather you feel bad for me, because there's been so many times where it feels like we've had hope, and I don't know, just some sort of front office ineptitude just screws us over. So anyways, the reason I'm telling you this is DeMarcus Lawrence was on Bleacher Report earlier today, and he made a pretty interesting statement. I was actually kind of surprised at the statement, and that's the fact that he said he would like to see Dez Bryant return to the Dallas Cowboys. Based off of what happened to Dez Bryant this past year and a half, 2 years since we let him go, I think it's best that we do bring him back. And I'm going to tell you how that's possible. I'm going to tell you why it's plausible, and I'm going to tell you why the Cowboys would even entertain this idea. Now, there are, of course, some issues. The first issue being that Dak and Dez didn't get along together. Well, I mean, on the football field, but I feel like that's something that could be ironed out, especially considering the fact that the Dallas Cowboys have a brand new head coach in Mike McCarthy. And although at first glance, my initial feeling about Mike McCarthy as a head coach is, okay, this is a guy that literally got fired because he refused to evolve his offense and adapt to the modern NFL. And that's kind of what Jason Garrett was notorious for, his inability to make in-game adjustments on the fly. I still feel like there's a part of me that's just holding out the slightest glimmer of hope that Mike McCarthy is this brand new guy who took a year off and embraced analytics, and he's a different Mike McCarthy, and hopefully, I know this is what he said in his initial introduction, hopefully he can make this work. Now, why would the Dallas Cowboys entertain this? I'll tell you why. The Dallas Cowboys are in a rough spot. They made the terrible decision of overpaying a running back, and why I'm saying it's terrible is because history isn't on the side of teams that decide to pay their running backs. And if you want to look more recently, Todd Gurley, yeah, he got paid. This year, the Rams didn't make it to the playoffs. I'm not saying that the reason was because of that, but that's an example. Le'Veon Bell, he sat out an entire year in order to get paid. And bro, he's literally like a non-factor for the New York Jets. Now, more recently, we got Ezekiel Elliott that got thrown the bag, and I could understand why. He's literally the engine that is the Dallas Cowboys. If Zeke isn't going, nobody's going, and we saw that a lot of times this year. When Ezekiel Elliott was shut down, the Dallas Cowboys had nothing that they could do. So, with that being said, why on earth would the Dallas Cowboys bring back Dez Bryant? They would only bring back Dez Bryant under one condition, and one condition only. And that's the fact that the Dallas Cowboys this offseason have a lot of good players that need to be paid. And they're going to have to potentially pick and choose between some of these players. One of those players is, of course, Byron Jones. Another one of those players is Dak Prescott. And bro, honestly, Byron Jones is possibly the most likely player to go. And I really hope that isn't the case, because I think he's probably the most talented piece that we must do everything we can to stop him from hitting free agency or even potentially going to the Philadelphia Eagles. I do not want to imagine a defense with Fletcher Cox, Malcolm Jenkins, and Byron Jones on that side. This guy was versatile enough to play cornerback and safety for us. You do everything in your power to keep a player like that. But at the end of the day, the Cowboys are going to have to make a choice. And that choice and that decision is going to pretty much be Amari Cooper versus Byron Jones. Who deserves to remain a Cowboy more? Who do the Cowboys feel is the most integral part of their offense more? Historically, the way NFL teams are built is this is the order in which you pay players. You first pay the quarterback. Then you pay the guy that is attacking the quarterback, an edge rusher, which is what the Cowboys did last offseason. They paid DeMarcus Lawrence. After that, you pay someone that's protecting the quarterback, which the Cowboys have done to the third power, bro. Like literally, not even the third power, like even higher than that. They have one of the most expensive offensive lines in the entire NFL. After that, you have a choice. You could either pay a guy that the quarterback will throw it to, aka a wide receiver, or you could pay the guy that is defending the wide receiver. And historically, if you look at the past 10 Super Bowls, the best wide receiver and probably the highest paid wide receiver, or the most well-known wide receiver to come out of those 10 Super Bowls is probably in Super Bowl 50, Demaryius Thomas of the Denver Broncos. However, if you look at the past 10 Super Bowls, you look at the New England Patriots, you look at the Eagles, you look at the Seahawks, for the most part, those teams featured a good defense. And good defenses tend to have shutdown corners. And now I'm not calling Byron Jones an absolute shutdown corner, but he has that type of potential. So if it was up to you, if you're trying to win a Super Bowl, the pick that you are going to make is Byron Jones over Amari Cooper. Now, let me know in the comment section down below, because this is supposed to be barbershop talk, guys. I want to hear what you guys think about this. So when that happens, once that happens, you're going to let Amari Cooper go. And honestly, I think the Cowboys should let Amari Cooper go, because I feel like Amari Cooper at times could be fool's gold. I know a lot of arguments. Yes, he was good his first year. This past year, he didn't really have the best coach, but come on, man. He's been in multiple situations, and in both situations, both in Oakland when he had Jack Del Rio as a head coach and John Gruden as a head coach, in Dallas when he had Jason Garrett as a head coach, in both years, there's one thing about Amari Cooper that we could all agree on. He's freaking good, man. He's incredible, but he's maddeningly inconsistent and not worthy of a top 5 NFL free agency contract. But I don't think he understands that, and I don't think he should. If you're a wide receiver and you're a free agent, you're trying to get the bag. Meanwhile, Dez Bryant's stock is the lowest it's been in years. He's coming off of an Achilles tear. He literally hit rock bottom ever since March of 2018, when the Dallas Cowboys decided to cut this guy. This man hit rock bottom. He tried to make a comeback with the Saints, and I was really excited. There was supposed to be this game where Dez Bryant and the Saints took on the Dallas Cowboys. It was going to be freaking awesome. And he got injured. He tore his Achilles, and we were all heartbroken. We got robbed of that game. That was going to be an epic revenge game. You best believe that Sean Payton and Drew Brees had something up their sleeves to get Dez Bryant his revenge on the Dallas Cowboys. Now, what I'm trying to say is here, guys, the reason why the Cowboys would sign Dez Bryant is because they're keeping Byron Jones and they don't want to pay Amari Cooper. You factor in the fact that they have to pay Dak Prescott as well, and for the most part, I think we could all agree this is a move that could make some sense. Now, of course, he could be known as a locker room cancer sometimes. He might be a little bit volatile, but he's respected in that locker room. He's loved by the front office. He was loved by his peers. He may be a little volatile at times, but people love Dez Bryant. The Cowboy fans love Dez Bryant. Jerry Jones loves selling tickets. Dez Bryant will sell you those tickets. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this move. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. I'm your boy Microphone. I'll catch y'all later.